Welcome to the place where the magic happens. Conversations flow and the laughter snapping. Here at Netters Network, where the stories come alive. Every episode's a journey, every guest a drive. Netters Network, tune in for the show, where the headlines meet the heart, and we all get to know. From the highs to the lows, we've got it all in tow. Netters Network, where the world's on the go.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Netters Network Thursday Things. My special guest tonight is I Am the 13th Child. But before we get to our guest, first of all, you're going to notice that I have no voice. Let me tell you about my exciting, exciting day today. So, I had an appointment this afternoon with ENT. That's an ear, nose, throat person.
Otolaryngologist, for those of you that are being really pedantic.
Smartass. Well, because they needed to kind of look in things with a little camera, they had to numb me up first. So they squirted this thing up my nose that tasted like cherry. Yes, I was able to taste it in my nose. And this stuff was part numbing spray, part decongestant, which then slid down my throat. So from my nose all the way down into my throat. Doctor comes in after a little bit, does her thing, puts her little camera down, everything. And now my throat hurts like crazy. So it's like the numbing spray was hurting because it was in my throat and it was kind of burning. And now that's the numbing part has worn off, but now it's very dry, scratchy, and I sound like Minnie Mouse.
Yes.
So
yes.
This is my voice today. So I am currently sipping on my honey lemon ginger in a jar in my tea.
There you go.
As well as a Polar brand black cherry seltzer water. But I'm drinking the tea first because I'm hoping to get my voice back. Because I don't like sounding like Minnie Mouse. Actually, no. I guess I sound more like Jessica Rabbit.
Well, a little bit.
Because Minnie Mouse is squeaky.
True.
And of course, I want to introduce my co-host for the night. You know him as the guy at the end of the bar, the love of my life. Dr. Jelly, how you doing tonight, sweetie? And what are you sipping on?
I'm doing really well. I am drinking an off-brand diet cherry cola, and I'm actually really liking it.
Cool, I'll have to get you some more. Mm-hmm. And of course, before we bring in our wonderful guest, I am going to scroll all the way up to the top, but I'm going to say hello to the chat, and then we can talk to our guest. First up, I see is Jesse Guajardo saying, hey.
Yeah, hey.
Big Al Present saying, have a great stream, my friends. Curtis Selby saying, howdy, Netter, try it. I am the 13th child.
Yep.
That was all inclusive. All of us got high.
Yep. All of us got high.
All
Wait
of
a
us
minute.
got high. Yeah.
Phrasing.
Then there was that last call guy saying hello to that Netter's girl.
Yep.
And there's that Netter's girl saying hello back to that Troy guy. G saying hello. Hello to all my sweeties out there. And if you don't mind to, and if you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, become a member, leave a comment, and if you're so inclined, gift a membership. Let's see, did I say hi to you, Sargi, yet? You, Sargi, hello, sweetie. Geek Flag Grenade also says, like, share, subscribe, comment, and become a member of the lovely Netter. Oh, they're so sweet. Said hi to Curtis, said hi to you, Sargi. And, of course, Curtis Selby took that to heart and gifted a membership which went to Jeff B. So
Haven't
thank you
seen
so
in a
much,
minute, Jeff B.
Curtis.
Good to see you.
That is so sweet. So I want to make sure I'm not jumping through my chat here. Peeps saying hi to each other. You guys are wonderful. I think the question was like, how did like Jeff get selected? It's like it is totally random.
Yeah. We don't have any control over it.
Yeah.
We have presumed that it is somebody who has at least been to the channel before and been in the chat, but we don't actually know that for a fact. Just like everything else related to YouTube and its algorithms, we are just guessing here.
Yeah, and I got a $2 super chat from Geek Flag Grenade saying, "Feel better, Netter."
Thank you.
Thank you. I want my throat to stop hurting. You would think a numbing spray would make your throat not hurt.
Well, I don't know.
Connie Cleary saying hello to everybody. JPRPH1 dropping the emojis, the smolder, Matters Network smile, retro cinema, and saying hail, folks.
Hail, hail.
People saying hi to each other. Boomer's in the chat. How you doing, sweetie? And if I miss anybody, please let me know, because I gotta say hi to my sweeties. Big Al says, hope you feel better soon.
Yeah.
It's all because of the numbing spray and the camera down my throat. Or down my nose, rather.
Yeah.
JPRPH West has released the Kraken.
Well, that actually might help her.
Yeah, except for I don't like the taste of it.
Really? You don't like Kraken?
And then he said, that would make it worse. Yeah, I don't need it to be worse.
Yeah.
No, you're confusing it with Jägermeister, which I do like.
I can get you a... do we have any Jaeger left?
Yeah, it's it's in the back fridge.
I can get you some if you want.
Deleted C saying, well, actually, he's giving a salute. And then he says, hail to the chat.
Hail to the chat, you are really nifty people.
And then he's saying, like, share, subscribe, comment, become a member. You guys are my biggest cheerleaders, I'm telling you.
Yep.
I'm scrolling. Oh, I think I finally hit the bottom. Okay, let me do a quick hi, sweetie, in the actual chat. And yeah, Troy might need you to do a little bit more talking than me because my throat really does hurt.
I understand. I can manage that.
A wonderful guest tonight. We had some technical difficulties, but we think those have been ironed out.
Mostly ironed out.
Mostly ironed out.
We are getting some feedback over the mic. You're going... I think there's a setting on your mic, background minimization that is going in and out. So double check your sound settings there.
Yes. So I am the 13th child. Are you hearing us?
Greetings and salutations, the lovely Netter and Troy and the chat.
Howdy.
Hello there.
Background noise coming through.
There was. You seem to have it under control now, but there's something in your mic settings. Just be careful and don't hit that mic because it pops.
Understood.
So now, the last time you were on, you were starting to tell us some of your spooky ghost stories. So we're back for more because we only got to hear like one or two real quick near the end of last week, or the last time you were on. And we have a special surprise tonight where there is a short video we'll be showing about midway through for all of you to watch. So looking forward to that. And of course, we're going to be wanting feedback because Troy and I haven't seen it either. So it's a special surprise.
You haven't.
Oh, shush. You're supposed to go along with me here.
Okay. Sorry,
Where's
didn't
my
mean to ruin the
support?
shtick.
And so, of course, after you've seen it, please give feedback, what you think of it,
And
and really encourage our guest here.
don't be kind. Give me the truth. I,
Yep.
like they say in that very bad rendition of Lord of the Rings, give me the meat and give it to me
Ah,
raw.
yeah, exactly. Well, actually, I think it is kind to be honest, because you want to give constructive feedback and help somebody improve their art if you've got
Right.
that kind of feedback.
It's like when we've had people ask us to proofread a book that they've written,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll come back and it's like, well, this is an awkward sentence. You might want to reword this somehow, or this word doesn't belong here, or this is spelled wrong. So you come back and you give that constructive feedback so that they can improve. Troy brought up once on Friday, I think it was on Friday Night Last Call. A buddy of ours wrote a book,
Right.
and as I'm reading the second book of the series, I don't think he's done a third one yet. He mentions is that Marcus, the main character, is running down a hall. Then he stops to tie his shoe. Yet, like a chapter earlier, as he walks into the establishment, he's wearing loafers because he describes his clothing. Leather jacket, jeans, loafers. So how can he be tying his shoe, like the next scene, having
Consistency.
because loafers don't tie. So I had to point that out to him. He goes, I will correct that in the next printing. So things like that happen. That's why you get proofreaders and all that to help you out.
Right.
So for this short film, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to say, hey, maybe this could have been worked better, or, this whole thing was great, or, whatever the feedback may be, so that I Am the 13th Child can improve if necessary.
Yeah.
None of us
And
are
with
perfect, and we must get better. And the only way we can get better is we know what's wrong.
Exactly.
That is true. That is absolutely true.
Exactly. You can't fix a problem if you don't know what it is.
So, should we start from the beginning? Because last time was a little bit confused. Let's get back on track.
Start with the 30-second elevator pitch. Someone asks you, what's your channel about? Tell us.
Well, I am the 13th child. I stand in that line between the light and the dark. I live in shadow. I stare into the abyss, and the abyss blinks.
There you go. And you have a YouTube channel, of course.
Right now, my channel is a bunch of fun shorts I've done, but I am in works with the Horror King. We are creating a brand new channel, and we will be back on this very show next month to launch it.
There you go. Awesome. Looking forward to that.
And I must thank you both for introducing the Horror King and myself to each other.
I will.
Kindred
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
spirits.
Absolutely. While you're talking, I will go ahead and get the.
And of course, the link to I Am the 13th Child, YouTube, and X are in the description. So make sure that if you're not a RubyHoove, you right-click on those links and you sub and follow.
I'm going to go ahead and drop it right into the chat. So if you want to.
There you go.
If you want to go ahead and pin that, you can.
You can't pin that on one?
Make sure. No, I can't. Make sure that you are.
I'm gonna.
You do the YouTube things. Make sure you're subscribed so that you get the updates and all the. Do all the things. Do all the things.
Like, share, subscribe. Become
exactly. Help him get to the point where he can get memberships.
Exactly.
So.
Okay. So, I know you've mentioned growing up in a haunted house. Have you ever, been around other paranormal things that, wasn't in your home, somewhere else?
It's funny you would mention that because that very story was on my mind. There was a time when we lived in Brandywine, Maryland. It was a little house down a long dirt road. You had to drive up just to get to your mailbox. In that home, nothing really weird happened. But on the property, there was an old barn that was used to dry tobacco. That barn had a lot of weird stuff going on. For example, my brother and I were playing in the barn. We often did. I was about, I don't know, age 12. And in the barn, we were climbing up through the rafters, doing fighting with like Star Wars lightsabers using old broken fishing rods.
Sure.
And we heard a woman call my brother's name. At first, we thought it was either our sister or maybe our mother. So we go back up to the house and we say, "Hey, who called us?" No one called us. I said, "No, we heard someone call." No, no one called you. So we go back out to the barn. In the barn for another few minutes, again, same woman's voice calls my brother's name.
Mm-hmm.
My brother says, "Someone's messing with us." He says, "You go out the front of the barn, I go around the back of the barn and we'll get him." So we did. We ran around the barn. No one's there. We go back inside the barn. Sure enough, this time she calls his name and mine. So at that point, we said, "It's time for us to go in the house."
There you go.
Is that the only time you heard her call your names? Or did that happen every
Yes.
time you went in the barn?
No, because after that, we spent very few times in the barn if we weren't really lucky.
I can
Now, I
imagine.
have a story that will be very interesting to you two
Okay.
because of your Twin Peaks obsession.
Oh,
And
okay.
when I get to the end of the story, you'll understand why.
Sure.
This is when we lived in Washington, D.C., in the haunted house I told you about.
Right.
At this point, I was about 9 years old. I'm in the room. I'm not asleep. I wanted to stay up and watch television. Matter of fact, I think I wanted to watch Battlestar Galactica, but my mother told me I had to go to sleep because I had school in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, I was like, "Oh, mom." So, I was not
Yeah.
tired. So, I was sharing a room with one of my brothers. We had twin beds. Lights are off. The only light coming into the room is coming from the street lights outside. I look down towards the foot of my bed where the front door is, and this woman walks in, dressed in all white, pale white skin, jet black hair, where the light hits it, it looks blue, and black lips.
Hmm.
I'm screaming to my brother, "Look, there's somebody in the room, there's somebody in the room." He has his back towards me, so he's facing the wall. He keeps telling me, "Shut up, go to sleep." I said, "William," my brother's name, "there's a
Mm-hmm.
woman in our room." He says, "Shut up, go to sleep." She then turns her head and looks right at me. I tell him, "There's a woman in our room and she's looking at me." She walks over to my bed. She sits down. I feel the bed go down where she sits.
Yeesh.
She leans her arm over me. She just looks down at me and smiles. Very pretty woman. And she just smiles. That's all
Mm-hmm.
she does. I'm screaming to my brother to look. He's like, "Shut up, shut up." He puts the covers over his head and tells me to shut up. So then I start screaming for my mother. "Mama, mama." My mother comes into the room, and as soon as she flicks on the light, the woman's gone.
Gone. Of course. Yeah.
Not even like she disappeared or anything. Just like light comes on, she just isn't there. And it wasn't
Yeah.
like she was glowing or anything. She's like she just wasn't. I could see her clearly in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
So I told my mother
Wow.
what
Wow.
happened. Then my brother turns over and tells her, he said, "Mama, I felt something was in the room, but I didn't want to look at it." So he felt it too, but he didn't want to see it. So my mother stayed in the room until we fell asleep. Now I can
Cool.
draw. So
Mm-hmm.
I drew the woman the very next day. I still have that drawing somewhere here. But
Wow.
here's the Twin Peaks connection. Years later, I'm looking at the TV guide. You remember those?
Sure.
And they always have that puzzle section in the back about one of the stars.
Mm-hmm.
There's a photo of Sherilyn Fenn. Sherilyn Fenn, same
Wow.
angle, Same angle, same hairstyle, same smile. It was Sherilyn Fenn. I even got the picture and showed my mama that I drew and the picture in the book. Not only did the pictures match, I can place my picture over Sherilyn Finn's picture, and it was perfect.
That's amazing. That is just amazing.
That is pretty cool.
Kind of freaky, but really, really amazing.
Now,
Wow.
I have a possible explanation because after that happened, I had to find out more about Sherilyn Fenn.
Sure.
At this point, I only saw the first episode of Twin Peaks at that point.
Uh-huh.
So I found out that she is into crystals, transcendental things. She also believes in leaving your body and projecting your spirit and going to a walk through space and time. So perhaps that was her I saw and not a ghost, just her out of body experience.
Possibly. Very, very
If
possible.
I run into her one day, I will ask her, do you ever remember having one of your out of body experience and looking and just smiling at a little scared shit black boy?
Funny. Wow. Yeah, but that is absolutely amazing. But yeah, again, a little bit freaky.
Very, very freaky. My mother started calling her. My mother started calling her the devil woman.
Oh, that's not fair.
I
That's not fair.
told my mother that. I said it's not fair.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there you go. Wow.
Well, it's like when my cat passed, I would still feel him jumping on the bed and curling up behind my legs. That was his favorite spot.
Yep, yep.
So I totally get it.
Well, I've been very not wanting to get to this point in the interview, but Netter, you've got some ghost stories to tell yourself, don't you?
Oh yeah, I've mentioned them before on stream. In the house that we live in now, our family room is down in our basement. We live in a ranch house, but it actually has a basement, so it's half finished, half unfinished. So we used to have a couch that was situated just past the staircase that leads up to the kitchen, and it like took up a section of the floor that faces where our TV is. Because just picture a long kind of room. So it's the only way we could really put the couch so we could see the TV if we were sitting on the couch. Well, I was sitting on there, and I happened to look up at the stairs, and I see an outline of a woman. I got the impression she was a younger woman, maybe mid-20s or so, late 20s. A little girl. I got the impression she was about 8 or 9 years old. And then an animal that was either a large cat or a small dog. I'm leaning more towards cat. And I just saw the outline of them. It was just a dark outline, which freaked Troy out when I told him about it. And I'm just like, yeah, look, they're right there on the stairs. They're like just shadows. They didn't move or anything. They were there for a while and then just kind of faded away. A couple weeks later, I'm sitting on the couch. We decided to put it against one of the walls because it was really taking up a lot of space on the floor, being smack dab in the center. So we figured, we'll put the couch up against the wall and we'll just, have to sit in other chairs or something to watch TV, or sit sideways on the sofa to watch TV. I was on my laptop. I was playing a game or something, and I felt the woman caressing my hair, the way a mother would a child. And when I told Troy about that, he freaked out.
Yeah.
It's like, she's not harming me. She was just letting me know she was there. Frequently, I will smell flowers in the middle of winter. We have flowers in our house. When my mother passed, I smelled Chanel No. 5, which was her cologne. And my mother hadn't worn that in years, but that was her cologne when she did wear it. And it's not like I have any of that. When my cat passed, I would hear him meow, and I would feel him jump on the bed and curl up either behind my legs. Sometimes when Mischief was alive, he would curl up like right by my chest and just purr like crazy. And usually it's like in the wintertime he wanted to be underneath the covers next to my chest because it was warm. So it's like most of the time I would feel him behind my legs, but Ghost Kitty would either be behind my legs or I'd feel him like kneading on my back. You know, his little paws just kneading the way they do and purring. But if I reach back to try and touch him, of course there's nothing there. I haven't felt him in a while, but I've heard a few meows not too long ago, so I think he's still around somewhere. I was in our kitchen once, staring out into our backyard. Troy was in the bedroom, and that's a good 2 rooms away. And I heard a very kind of guttural voice behind me saying, "Excuse me." And I turned around expecting to see my husband there, because I figured, oh, he wanted to get to the sink. There's no one there. So I went to him like, "Did you just say something?" And he goes, "No, what are you talking about?" So I told him what happened. He's like, freaking out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Of course, after Mischief passed, Troy would see Mischief running around in the family room and would start swearing at him because it would freak him out.
Bastard.
Yeah, different things like that. We'll have things that'll disappear, and then I'll be like, "Okay, can you return that, please?" And it'll reappear, not in the same spot, but it'll reappear again. Like, let's say something was on a countertop. I'll find it like a few days later in a drawer, and I know Troy didn't put it there, and I didn't put it there. Things like that. I've had books just suddenly fall off the bookcase. And it's like, what the heck, Like, don't be damaging my books. Because I like my books.
Right.
Just different things like that have happened in this house since we've been here. A lot of different smells. I will smell like cigarette smoke. And I feel that's my father because my dad was a heavy smoker. And it's like, "Dad, you want me to know you're here? Just let me smell Old Spice. That used to be what you used to wear. I don't want to smell your stinky cigarettes. You can take that stuff outside." But yeah, I'll smell like flowers, perfume, all kinds of stuff. I'll smell coffee. Neither Troy or I are coffee drinkers. We have no coffee in this house. I'll smell coffee grounds, fresh coffee grounds. Things like that. Troy smelled those too. And it's like, why are we smelling this? It's like, that's really weird. Or garlic. Now, we do keep garlic in the house, but
Obviously.
not in the bedroom. But I'll smell, like in the bedroom as I'm getting into bed, I'll smell garlic. Things like that. And it's like,
Well, at least you know you
where
won't
are
be
these?
visited by vampires.
Well, that's true. That is absolutely true. Yeah.
No vampire would live if he bit me or Troy because
We're just so full of garlic. Yeah, exactly.
We are fermented with garlic.
I mean, Italian,
but yeah.
forget about it.
Exactly right.
Yes, like I've had different things happen in the house. No spirit has ever tried to harm us. I did sage the house once because I wanted to make sure that if there were any bad spirits present, they left. But that was like 4 or 5 years ago. And I haven't really seen too many other spirits since, or really felt them, except for like I said, the random smells I'll get. That's the only way I know that they're still around. I haven't seen them or heard anybody in a long time. So I hope I didn't drive them away. I wanted the good ones to stay. I wanted the bad ones to leave.
I think Troy would like to have the house just to the two of you.
Yeah, given a choice, yeah, that's exactly how I would feel.
Yeah, I figure if there's other spirits hanging around, they need to start paying mortgage, with us.
I agree. And I want to say hi to Bone. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a minute. Says probably a dog. Cats are innocent creatures.
Not my cat.
Cats will only be
Yeah, there was
familiars.
There was a reason that she called her cat Mischief. It was aptly named.
Yeah.
That actually reminds me of a story. My wife and I went to Pennsylvania one time. This is when my oldest son was just born. He was probably no more than maybe 9, 8 months old. We stayed at this little, very quaint inn in Pennsylvania, Lancaster to be exact. It was an old Victorian-looking house that was also a bed and breakfast.
Sure.
So we got there kind of late because of traffic. So I'm laying in the bed with my son, and my wife went to go take a shower.
Uh-huh.
Laying in the bed, my wife's taking a shower. Then she comes out of the bathroom and she goes, "What did you do that for?" I said, "Do what for?" She said, "You just smacked me on the butt while I was in the shower." Not funny. I said, "I was laying here with our son on top of me. I haven't moved."
Wow. Wild.
Something was having fun.
There you go. Well, we're at the midway point. How do you guys feel if I go ahead and I play that video?
Let's do that.
This is your story, right? 13th Child?
Actually, it's an amalgamation of different stories I've heard through the years, and I put it together and try to make it more theatrical.
That's fair. I mean, that's what a lot of storytelling is taking different stories you've heard over time, reimagining them, and so forth. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and play that. Let's get into this a little bit, and you guys tell us what you think on the other side.
You ever heard the tale of the little girl named Mabel? Our story begins with Mabel's mother, Marie, who worked at a second-hand clothing store. The building was a former private home that had been refurbished for business, but it kept its backyard, which was fenced off. This was perfect for Mabel, who could play there safely after school while her mother was still at work. One day, when things were particularly slow at work, Marie's boss, Miss Jessup, asked, "What is Mabel doing back there?" "She's not playing. She's just sitting there with her back against the big wooden fence." Marie said, "I don't know," and went out back to check on her daughter. "What are you doing, honey?" she asked. Mabel replied, "Oh, I'm just talking to Anna." Her mother, confused, asked, "Anna? Who's Anna?" Mabel simply replied, "Anna lives on the other side of the fence." "I was talking to her," Marie called out. "Hello, Anna." But there was no reply. Marie repeated it, "Hello, Anna." But still, the silence held. The fence, which was taller than she was, stood tall and offered no hint of a neighbour on the other side. Then Mabel's voice rang out, "Hey Anna, this is my mother." From the other side of the fence, a little girl's voice, clear and precise, replied, "Greetings and salutations." "Lovely to meet you, Mabel's mother." Marie, taken aback, said, "Well, it's nice to meet you too, Anna. Where are your parents?" There was no reply. Mabel, sensing her mother's confusion, interjected, "Mummy, can we go over after work? I want to play with Anna in person." Marie replied, "I don't know, honey." It may not be okay with her parents. She then called out to the other side of the fence once more. "Are your parents home, Anna?" There was no reply. Mabel, persistent, added, "I want to come over so we can see each other face to face." From the other side, the little girl's voice replied, "That would be lovely. I would so much enjoy that." Marie, trying to sound reassuring, told the girls, "We'll see after work, but I have to get back inside. A customer just came in." With that, she hurried back into the store. The remaining work hours went by in a blur, and Marie completely forgot about the strange encounter. After work, as she was heading to her car to go home, little Mabel shouted, "Mummy! Mummy! Mummy! We have to go see Anna!" Marie sighed. "I don't know, dear, maybe another time?" "No," Mabel insisted, her voice surprisingly firm. "Come on." With that, she ran around the corner of the building and out of sight. Marie, her heart pounding, ran after Mabel and rounded the corner of the building, but what she saw made her stop dead in her tracks. There was no other home. There was just a vast, overgrown lot bordered by a tall, rusted iron fence. Marie's heart leaped into her throat. Mabel had already slipped through a small, rusted opening in the iron fence and was running into the overgrown lot as if to a destination. "Mabel, wait," Marie screamed, but her daughter didn't stop. She just disappeared into the tangle of weeds and tall grass. Marie, frantic with panic, plunged into the tall grass after her daughter, but as she pushed deeper into the field, she realized, with a sickening twist in her stomach, that this was no mere overgrown lot. Poking out from the dense grass and tangled vines were dozens of crumbling, moss-covered tombstones. Realizing that this was a graveyard, she screamed, her voice raw with terror, "Mabel! Mabel!" Then, a tiny voice floated from somewhere deep within the overgrown headstones. "Over here, Mummy." Marie pushed past the last tangle of weeds and found Mabel standing perfectly still. Her daughter was not running or hiding, but was simply standing before a small, worn tombstone, gently brushing away the moss and dirt with her tiny hand. As Marie's eyes fell on the headstone, her frantic terror turned into a cold, bone-deep dread. The stone was barely legible, but the words were clear enough to read, Here lies Anna Maria Carlyle, 1837 to 1846. Marie, her voice trembling, said, "Mabel, let's go, honey." "We have to go." Mabel looked up at her mother with a peaceful, surreal look on her face. "Mummy, this is where Anna lives, and she says next week I will live here too."
Well, there you go. That was pretty creepy. Yeah. Good story, though.
It was a very good story. It's like twist ending.
But I'd love to. Yeah. Deleted Seed says, "Yikes."
And hello, the Horror King and Mark Elnicott,
Welcome, welcome.
as well as Bone.
Yep.
Who, if you go to his page, he's got lots of kitties.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. But yeah.
Can't see you, but glad you're here. And Mark Malakoff, kapla. Glory to you and your
Absolutely.
apples.
Nork neck.
Yes, exactly. Well, he already said what he wants. He said release the Netterbots. So there you go. But yeah, I like that one. So you said it was an amalgam of other stories. Although I thought they went very, very well together. I think there was a lot of element there. There is that open ending, right? Like the implication is pretty dire.
Yeah,
You know,
like, is the little girl going to get sick? Is she going to be in an accident?
Right.
Is the dead girl just going to drag her down into the underworld?
Is this like a Samara type of thing where you've got
Yeah.
7 days to live, or whatever the case is? Welcome, Lady Myst. She says,
Lady Myst,
my granddad knew when people were going to die. I had 4 people die in my home. My neighbors have told me they have seen several times dark shadow figures going into my home through the walls at night. Wow. That's a wonderful thing to be thinking about as we are just less than a week away from October. But hey, that's what we signed up for. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Who are you going to call? Not me.
In fact, I am the 13th child will be joining us on Halloween Eve to tell us some more spooky stories.
Oh, that's really cool.
Then I will be joined by the Horror King. We both will be on your show.
Yeah.
Didn't you say to announce some? Well, you know what? Save it for then. You'll have to tune in to find out what their announcement is.
Same nether time, same nether channel.
There you go. There you go. Exactly. But yeah.
So I would like to.
Adega says, "That was me. What was you? Did I miss something?" Adega says, "That was me."
Let's see. I'm scrolling up.
If there's context to that, Adega, I totally missed it. But
I'm really interested in what Odega Outlaw thinks. I know he is a writer.
He is a writer. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too when I saw him pop into the chat. You were talking about Lady Myst story. Oh, it was you sneaking around. Oh gosh, man, yeah. Well, yeah, you can call me Troy or the guy at the end of the bar, or as some of the ladies call me, "Hey, you in the bushes." Anyway, that's an old joke.
That's too funny. Old joke, new audience.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
But the shadows are known in the paranormal circuit as being not, shall we say, nice.
Yeah, usually not the benevolent spirits of the departed, but usually more of the I don't know, the scary variety, let's say.
Some people believe that the shadow spirits are the negative forces we leave behind. If someone was particularly not a nice person or downright evil,
Interesting.
when they pass on to the other realm, that hate, that evilness remains.
Yeah, that actually, that kind of scans actually. But yeah, absolutely. The Horror King has a question for everyone here in the live stream. I'm assuming that is for the chat as well. So go for it, Horror King.
Yes, absolutely.
Whatever you'd like to ask.
And for those of you who came in late, yes, I sound like a mouse because I went to go see a nose snow stuff today who put this numb stuff up my nose that drips into my throat. And
She loses her voice very easily. Anything that just erupts, you know.
yeah, well, the stuff was kind of stinging my throat, and then of course she shut the camera on there. That was fun. So now it's like I have no voice.
Yeah. So there
Your
you go.
voice actually reminds me of a Mickey Mouse joke.
Okay, go for it.
Mickey Mouse is in court. He wants to divorce Minnie.
I know
The
this
judge looks
Yeah.
at him and says, "Mr. Mouse, your reason for divorcing your wife are not valid." Mickey replies, "What do you mean, Your Honor?" Judge says, "Well, you can't divorce your wife just because she's silly." Mickey replies, "No, that's not what it says. It says she's fucking goofy."
Yep. Yep. That's another one of those old jokes, new audience. Fair enough. That's a good one. Although these days, given the way Disney is gone, it's kind of on brand all of a sudden. But there you go.
The Horror King says, would you rather live in the Nightmare on Elm Street universe or the It universe?
I guess that question comes down to which entity could you deal with better?
The clown. It's like I own a gun. Bye.
Well, no. Keep in mind that the clown is just one representation of a Lovecraftian, eldritch entity, whereas Freddy Krueger is a demon that lives on fear.
Doesn't he get into your dreams?
He does.
See, that's what I wouldn't want.
I tend to be pretty good at
controlling your dreams?
Not always controlling my dreams, but definitely when they turn out to be survival situations. I happen to be one that really subscribes to that idea that dreams are a way for your subconscious mind to work through situations that you are concerned about that you can't otherwise prepare for. So, yeah, I'd be a very Dream Warriors-esque kind of person dealing with Freddy Krueger, I believe. At least I've always thought that. Not sure exactly how I would deal with the creature from It, especially because the way they deal with it in the book is... It just shows you how sick Stephen King is, and you shouldn't be reading his books. But that's a whole other thing.
What about you on the 13th child?
Me personally, if Freddy entered my dreams, he'll be the one to get out.
Yeah, yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Be like, man, you're sick. I got to get out of here.
That's actually one of my favorite episodes of the TV show Angel, when the little boy was possessed, and they got the demon out, and they tracked the demon down. The demon said, "You don't understand. I didn't want to stay in there. He wouldn't let me out. That boy got no soul."
Wow, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, you're right.
The Horror King said both Freddy Krueger and Pennywise use fear against people. Yes, that's true. And then G said, did you know that many types of mice sing to attract a mate, but their song is outside the human's ability to hear? That's interesting.
Actually, I didn't know that.
Mark says he'd rather deal with the Fecklar.
Actually, yeah, I actually had heard that before you, Sarnji. I had heard that before, so that is very interesting. Yeah. But yeah.
And Delete says, choose your own adventure or live on the back of a flying turtle. I'll take Gamera.
Yeah. Exactly right. Exactly. But,
Some
there you
believe
go.
that we all living on a flat disc on the back of a turtle swimming through space.
Right, and the and it's turtles all the way down. I've heard that one. Yeah.
I call those people insane.
Yeah, that is kind of. I mean, but isn't there a Hindu belief based on that or something? Or doesn't that come from a Hindu belief? I'm not 100% positive.
I do
But
believe there is a Pacific Hindu belief that believes we are all living on the back of a giant woman. The earth is our mother, and she's a literal mother, and we live on her back.
yeah, that almost sounds a lot like one variation on the Greek Gaia. That Gaia is the earth, the one that is like the mother of all or whatever. But anyway, yeah.
Horror King says I would pick a Nightmare on Elm Street out of the options.
We think alike.
Yeah. And even though I know that Nightmare on Elm Street was filmed in mostly in California, it was supposed to be set in the Midwest. So I always imagined in my head canon it's someplace in the Chicagoland area,
Well,
the suburbs.
There's an Elm Street everywhere in the United States.
Yeah, pretty much. There's an
Well,
Elm
I
Street
used to
almost
live
everywhere.
on Elm Street
That's right. She had an apartment on Elm Street when we were
when I
dating.
met
so
Troy.
That's true. That is absolutely
And then
true.
her nightmares turn to sweet dreams.
I'm glad that's the way you went with that.
Yes,
I
my
would say
sweet
you two
dream.
are adorable. I'm not just talking about
thank you.
bunch of hearts.
Thank you so much. That is very sweet of you to say.
Yeah, we're the old fart couple.
That's true. We kind
I
of
think
are.
in our community, I'm the oldest, and Troy is about the same as like Big L and a few others.
Yeah, pretty close. Yeah. But
Yeah, I'm older than Troy.
yeah.
I don't look it. I don't act it.
Works out pretty well that way for me. But
Absolutely.
So let me find out that Netter's a cougar.
I guess, yes, I suppose. Well, we didn't have that term back then, but yeah, that's what it
When
would
my
be.
daughter was in high school, I went to go pick her up for something, and she informed me that her classmates thought I was a MILF. And I'm like, what the flip is a MILF?
Yeah,
She
then
goes,
she found out.
you don't want to know, Mom. It's like, then why tell
You
me?
can't tell me this
Yeah.
and then not tell me what
So
it
then I
means.
found out later it meant, Mother, I would like to...
Fly to Florida.
Yes. I would like to frack.
Actually, Horror King, yes, I did know this. Fun fact, A Nightmare on Elm Street was based on a true story because back in the early 80s, 2 teenagers passed away in their sleep, which inspired Wes Craven to make A Nightmare on Elm Street. Actually, I think it was more than 2. They were expats from... It was 3. And they lived in different places. They had expatriated from... I don't remember which Asian country they had moved from. There had been some civil unrest that they were escaping. And they literally, to the best of anybody's explanation, they died of fright from a nightmare. But it happened to 3 guys that left the same terrible situation in the country they came from. Just wild story. I can see why that would inspire him. Yeah, exactly right.
The U.S. government experimented for years about projecting themselves into other people's minds for the mode of assassination and intelligence gathering. They made a movie about it. They made it a comedy called The Man Who Stares at Goats.
That's true. It is, and the documents are, publicly available. This isn't even, speculative or conspiracy theory stuff. It's, well, if you call it conspiracy fact, but not even conspiracy
theory is only a theory until you get proof.
Right. Exactly true. But, so, yeah, there you go. But, that's all I got, Netter. We're probably
we're about
moving
that
into
time.
the ends of the...
So 13 Joe, what you have coming up?
I have some more shorts on the way, and I'm currently working on my next story, which is based on a true story. It's about my mother,
Oh,
and it's titled "How Susie Found Her Faith."
interesting. Interesting. All right, be looking forward to that. I couldn't remember if it was 2 or 3, so thanks for confirming actual numbers. Yeah, well, no, actually, it was 13th Child who confirmed it. I thought it was more than 2. He confirmed it was 3. So there you go. But in fact, I know that a lot of people that watch the channel are also fans of the Y Files. I know that they talked about that incident, so maybe you could find that video over there.
I love the Y Files.
I love Hecklefish. But anyway.
No, see, Hecklefish has got a money problem. They spend it like water.
I'm sure that's more to have a reason for their sponsors than anything else. But anyway. But
And then let's see, what do we have going on the rest of the week? Right after this is a deleted scenes coming attractions. It's like my brain doesn't want to work. So if you stay right here, you'll be redirected to that. And then on Friday, what we got coming up on Friday?
well,
Steve?
Friday for Liquid Lunch, I am not sure what I'll be talking about because the drink I am planning, at least at this juncture, is a brown mumbler, and I've already done a stream about the brown mumbler, so I'm going to have to think about what I want to talk about in the bar on Friday. But definitely join me. It's always fun because I like to think of Liquid Lunch on Friday as the beginning of the weekend, and then of course later that evening, 9 Central, 10 Eastern, last call. Our special guest will be Culture Casino because, what goes better with a bar than a casino? So get a chance to sit down with Culture Casino and get caught up with him.
Okay, where can you put a dad joke in there? A father's washing his car with his son, and his son asks the dad, "Can't we use a sponge instead?"
Rude.
What did the father tomato say to his son tomato who was running behind?
Catch up.
Dad joking you is strong.
Yeah.
Let's see, then on Saturday on Retro Cinema, we'll be watching a wonderful classic film with Jackie Gleason called Gijo. He plays a deaf mute janitor who befriends the daughter of a prostitute. And this is an entire movie with this man acting without saying a word.
Yeah.
Everything is going to be through gestures, facial expressions, that sort of thing. It was also directed by Gene Kelly, so I found that really interesting.
Yep.
And of course, we'll have more to talk about on that on Saturday. After Saturday, we have Sunday. So Sunday over on Geeky Geezers, do we have a idea of what?
Yes. We'll be talking about the downs and ups of the health of Captain Kirk. He's doing fine, by the way. I'm giving you a little bit of a spoiler there. Don't believe everything that you read on the internet, and actually, it's still kind of early days, and I haven't gotten the notes all together quite yet. So that's as far as I'm able to get with what we'll be talking about on Sunday.
Okay. Monday. Do we know what the Monday's movie? Monday's members Monday members night at the movies.
I haven't looked at what the update is, but the last time I looked, far and away, the choice was The Natural. I had put up 4 movies that were baseball themed, and The Natural just seemed, well, natural, because not only are we commemorating the end of baseball season, but also the end of a legendary actor, Robert Redford. So I think that's the one we're probably going to end up going with.
Okay, and then Tuesday will be at Sparkwood 21.
Second half of Dynamic 01, a couple more short stories, and David Lynch will answer some questions from the members of his proprietary online, outlet or whatever. So it'll be nice to hear him actually address questions from people for once instead of dodging them.
Yes, and then let's see, right after that, we will be going to Troy's panel for Blake 7.
Yep.
And what's that one about?
Blake 7 is the name of the episode is Games. The Scorpio crew is after some I forget what kind of crystals they are. Probably the Blake 7 version of dilithium crystals, I suppose. But the governor of the planet is a game player, and I guess they got to play some games in order to try and survive the encounter.
Uh-huh. Let's see, then Wednesday we got nothing going on right now. So that brings us to next Thursday, where I possibly have a guest. I'm still trying to get some information on whether or not they would be able to make it.
Mm-hmm.
If not, it'll just be me and Troy shooting the breeze with all of you, because we can. And of course you guys are totally Osmo. So I don't mind spending time with y'all. Let's see. Yeah, I guess that's our weekend review. And what happened to my screen? There we go. And of course, I saw in here, where to go? Big Al's Friday Films with Friends will be Pumpkinhead at 8 p.m. Eastern with deleted scenes, and Corey of Wilkie's Movies and Music. So
Cool.
if you want to watch Pumpkinhead, you can do that on Friday too.
Pumpkinhead is also based on an old folklore. I do believe it's Cajun in origin.
Wow.
There you go.
Lady Miss said, I had a landline that several times a week after midnight would ring and answer itself with a strange lady's voice saying, "Your allotted time for your call has expired. Please hang up and try again." It would do that 2 or 3 times and stop. It always scared anyone staying over to visit. I would just tell them to ignore it.
That's weird. That is really weird.
Maybe it was the Grim Reaper's answering service.
It could be. Your time's up.
Right?
Oh, thank you, Lady Miss.
Yes, Lady Miss is giving me my farty fox.
Farty Fox.
Well, the fox has got little hearts coming out for what looks like its butt.
Yep.
So it's a farty fox.
Yep.
And it's so adorable.
That sounds like a B-52 song. Love farts.
Love farts. Love farts, baby.
Love farts, baby.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, just smells this week by the side of the road. It's just 16 miles to the love fart.
Yeah. I love farts. Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Okay. 13th Child, final words.
Final words, I've had too much fun hanging out with the two of you.
Aw, thank you.
The Duchess Netter and Count Troy.
Count Troy.
And all you in the chats. Thank you for having me, and always remember, what is that behind you?
There you go. There you go. Made you look.
Okay. Before I ask Troy final word, 13th child created the avatars that we have tonight. Can you make them bigger so that everyone can see them?
Yes, I can to some degree. I can start with mine. I don't think I can go much larger than that, though. It really does look like me. A close-up on that one, it really does look like me. The one that I find really impressive, though, is this one really does look like Netter. It's pretty darn impressive. Now, I don't know that she's ever had hair that dark before.
I have.
Oh, that's right. You did the Catwoman that one year. That's right. So, there you go. She did the Lee Merriweather.
I just never had a beehive before.
True.
And nobody ever get it up like that.
But there you go. So that
Crazy.
was pretty impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those are great. So thank you for those. Troy, any final words?
Nope. Just want to thank everybody for coming here, hanging out with us. Make sure that you click that link at the top and go subscribe to I Am the 13th Child. Channel's just getting started, and we need to get him hundreds of subscribers. Let's get that going. And honestly, you'll thank me later because he's got some really great stories over there to check out.
Absolutely. And of course, you all know what I always say.
1300.
Yes.
Yes,
Something
1300, right.
What I just realized is that I didn't ask 13 Child what they were sipping on tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm sipping on a puppy raspberry healthy soda. My son
Sounds
loves
good.
these.
That sounds
Yeah, I
good.
need something healthy right now. I'm going to go make some soup after this.
There you go.
Chicken
but-
soup with plenty of onions and garlic.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Actually, I think I've got a chicken and wild rice that I'm going to try.
There you go. All right.
And of course, y'all know what I always say. We can't talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well good and fun. Wow, I sound squeaky.
Yeah.
But it is so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat. Excuse me. Dropping your comments, questions, trivia, being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. It feels like we're all hanging out in our family room, passing the popcorn, having a great time. And you guys, you're not just our friends. You're our family. We love you guys and we appreciate you so very much. And you can be anywhere right now. And you're here. And that means so much. So thank you for the many ways that you encourage us and one another. And for the many ways that you support our channels. I got a gifty tonight. So Jeff B is the newest member to my channel. As well as a super chat and a super sticker. So I got a super chat from Geek Flag with Nate for $2. And a super sticker with my party box from Lady Myst. Thank you so much for those. And those are considered to be tips if you listen to Liquid Lunch today.
Oh, yeah.
But thank you all so much for being here. It really does mean a lot that you're here. And that you keep showing up. I mean, that's just so wonderful. It's so encouraging. So thank you again for that. And until next time, good night and God bless.
it's all for